Hello everybody. Thanks for clicking on this video and taking the time to stop by. I'm glad you're here and I appreciate you watching this. You know, today I just want to talk about all the things in this universe and this existence that divide and separate people. And I'm sure I'll leave out quite a few because there's so many things out there which divide us. And I've done a similar video on this called Uniting Earth, which is about bringing everybody together. But this video is more going to focus on all these individual things which divide us. It's just ridiculous. Instead of working together, being one group of people, one organized planet, we're so divisive. It's almost like a holdover, a precursor from our DNA, from our heritage of being a species that had to fight for its very survival. You know, in the nomadic days when there were cavemen with clubs just whacking each other on the head and fighting, all that aggression, all those tendencies has came along and carried over along with our advancements in technologies, along with our advancement in educations and religions and philosophies. That same physical, violent aggressiveness has also moved through the ranks of our existence and evolution. You know, so now instead of the club, we got the drones. Now instead of the rock, we got the bombs. Now instead of the stick, we got the missiles. But on a fundamental level, the behavior that we're demonstrating and showing on this planet is divisive, it's aggressive and violent, just like our original species. It's time to move beyond that. There's so many things which divide us. You know, you look at political parties, and it's just a mess. It's just ridiculous. People on the lowest levels of society that are struggling to pay their bills are in verbal confrontations and just completely drained and exhausted because they're arguing with their coworkers on a regular basis about all these different political divides. Unite, come together. You know, in a two-party system, it's two sides of the same coin. These politicians are earning tons of money from your taxes, from you working. They're keeping you separate and divided. It's two sides of the same coin. If you live in a country that has a two-party system, that it's been in power for hundreds of years, there is no true freedom until a third party takes power. If you have one of these two groups in charge, it's just more of the same. It's just more of the same. It's completely controlled. And like I said, I know people that are struggling to pay their basic bills. And they're in conflict with coworkers because they're arguing over all these politics. It's boring. I got friends on Facebook in these different political parties, some on both sides. All they do is post that. Your whole mindset when you belong to these groups is focusing on what you hate instead of promoting what you love. You know, when I do posts on my things, I'm usually posting about animals. I'm usually posting about nature, things I love. I'm usually posting about unification, about us coming together, about these things that divide us are two sides of the same coin. You really need to think about what you believe and adhere to. Are they your ideas? Or is it what somebody else created? So when you look in yourself, you don't even have your own beliefs. All you're doing is duplicating patterns that somebody else set down in front of you. Take a little time, step outside of all these political groups, And try to envision a world, as fictitious and fantastic as it sounds. Imagine a world where we all work together. Imagine if a threat was coming to Earth that was going to completely destroy Earth, and humans had to unite. We had to put aside all these differences, which has plagued our planet for years and years and years. All these differences have stymied our creations in science. All these differences have stopped and blocked any attempts we could have had at advancing to finding cures for things in this planet in this time. And the illusion is that we're right and they're wrong. The illusion when you have one of these political beliefs deeply ingrained into you is that my belief's the right one. All those beliefs are the wrong one. And some of the things that these political parties do are positive. Some of the things that these political parties do actually help our universe and our planet. But you know what they mostly do? You know what they excel at? Keeping one group of people separated. What they mostly excel at is keeping individuals which are trying to earn wages and work, they excel at keeping them angry. They excel at keeping them hating people that have a different political party. People that they normally would have been great friends with, coworkers, people in the community, people at stores, people out in public. Anyone with a different political party, they automatically label them as the enemy. The enemy. So these political groups have caused more division between the Homo sapien species than they have caused good for this planet. And you know what's another thing? Religions. Here's a topic you're not supposed to discuss in schools. Here's a topic you're not supposed to discuss in the workplace. Religions are just as effective as dividing combined groups of people, if not more so than political groups are. When you look at all these world religions, all the Abrahamic religions, and Abrahamic religions started from the Judeo belief in Abraham, and then Christianity came along. It believes in all the Judeo beliefs in Abraham, the Old Testament, and they added the New Testament and Jesus to that. And then the Arab world, they believe in Abraham, the Old Testament, and the New Testament with Jesus, and they added the Prophet Muhammad to it. So when you take these three beliefs, these are the Abrahamic beliefs. There's one category of people that have a similar lineage of beliefs, but are divided. You've took a similar belief pattern and chopped it into three parts. Now within these groups, look at Judeo, Orthodox, unorthodox. Look at Christianity. It's subdivided into so many numerous different sects that I would just go on rambling if I talked about all the different ones. Christians and Catholics and Protestants and Mormons and all these different sects divided, but with a similar belief system. And then of the Abrahamic religions, you look at the Muslim beliefs, the Prophet Muhammad. So some people that are not aware of this belief might think, okay, well, they're all united in the belief of Muhammad, the Prophet Muhammad. No, even they're divided. They separate into two separate factions within them, Sunni and Shiite. Two different belief systems on who's related to the Prophet and who has the right to be within these religious organizations. So even they've split. And those three, which are divided into all these different separate groups, which divide all the single species of people on a planet, are only one religious belief in the entire puzzle of division, which has completely separated the people on this earth. Then you have other beliefs. Buddhism, Hinduism. You have Native Americans with original beliefs. You have what's called neo-paganism, which is the beliefs that the people in Europe had before Christianity became the predominant religion. You have tribal religions that go back deep roots and heritage in Africa. Witch doctors and shamans. All of these different beliefs separate people. Because if all people believed in a single core belief, then it would be true unification. But if you think your belief is the only way, then you have just removed yourself from the connective power of existence. You've taken yourself out of everything and made yourself separate. You've isolated yourself from everybody else that doesn't agree with your belief system. And when you look at these religions, all of these wonderful people throughout history, Abraham, Father Abraham, Moses, Jesus, the Prophet Muhammad, all of the Hindu gods, Buddha, all of these wonderful people. Not a single one of these individuals ever said, create a religion around me. Divide yourself from your fellow humans. Not a single one of these great people that are looked up to never said, divide yourself from everybody, create a religion behind me, and separate yourself from all others. And I'm in no way saying that we need to consider these individuals irrelevant or discredit them. But what we need to do is combine all of their wonderful teachings into a single archive of truth. That is the way we can move forward together on this planet. We don't want to use these teachings of love, of brilliance, of the highest levels of existence, of enlightenment. We don't want to use all of their teachings to separate us from our fellow humans on this planet. All of these great leaders, sons of gods, enlightened ones, prophets, their hearts and souls would be sickened to the core when they see how separate this planet has become. And they would be hurting inside even worse when they found out that a lot of this hurting and separation on earth has happened behind their teachings. Teachings of love and acceptance have been turned into divisive formats for separating from everything around us. Everything needs to come together. If we're ever going to change this planet and fix the problems that are currently here, we need to all come together. Take all the religious beliefs, combine them into one single archive of truth and knowledge. It can happen. Paradise is already here on this planet. Through division, through political groups, through considering ourselves separate from religions, we've clouded this paradise. We've created misery and pain, a lot of times for ourselves and a lot of times for everyone around us. If you're out there listening to this, I hope you're one of the people that's working towards a better planet, that's working towards change in this existence. And I appreciate you for that. And as I leave, I'd like to send you some good energy, some positive vibrations, and all the best wishes in the universe coming at you.